Hello everyone, I am Dr. Anushkanti Dash, a general and laparoscopic surgeon, and I am welcome you all today's video. And I have started making video regarding the clinical examinations, which will be helpful for MBBS students as well as for postgraduate students of surgery. And today we will go for discussing about the hemangioma, which is a very common short case seen in your clinical practice as well as in your examination. So before starting our today's journey, I will invite you to watch this video and comment in the comment section as well as subscribe for further updates. So let's start our journey. A disclaimer I always give. Now the exam scenario, you guys all know that first of all you need to greet your examiner as well as your patients. Then the examiner will tell that you need to do what. He must tell you inspect the swelling or palpate the swelling or even anything. Just listen to him carefully. Then start by washing your hands. So this is the case. That might be the case. A young boy of 2 years age. Okay. And he is having that bright red colored swelling in his right parietal region. So your teacher has asked you to examine the scalp, okay, or the swelling over the scalp. So as this boy is 2 years age, so he cannot give any permission or you need not to report him. Okay, there will be his or her mother beside him. So you need to take permission from him. So you will start like that. Hello, I am Dr. Anuj. I am a final prof or FCPS examinee. For my examination, I will ask some questions to you and as well as I need to examine your baby. I hope that your baby will not get any discomfort or he will not get any pain. So I am assuring you that if he feels any discomfort or pain, I will stop the examination and proceed accordingly. Then you can offer her a chocolate to give his baby. Okay. So for examining a pediatric case, bearing a chocolate or any toy is very essential. That may help you. Okay. And that will give indication to your teacher that yes, that boy is very sensitive to his patients. Okay. After that, you will seek permission that okay, let's start then. Okay. After that, you will ask the regular questions which are commonly asked for swelling, that from when the swelling has started. And in such case, his mother will tell that the swelling is since birth. জন্ম থেকে swellingটা আছে. Okay, then you will ask that what was the size when it was first noticed? What was the size it was first noticed? That is important. And that will be indication towards progression. Whether the lump is progressing rapidly or it is slowly progressing. Then you start inspecting and ask the following questions: that any other sites, is there any lump in any other sites? Okay, and whether this lump or this swelling is getting any problem, any pain over this swelling, or any fever is expecting, or bleeding from the surface of the swelling, or any other problem for that swelling, you need to ask. After that, you start inspecting and describing in situ, in simultaneous time. You will examine as well as you will give the description. It is known as running commentary, which is preferably suitable for your examination time consumption. But some teachers may stop you and ask you to first examine, then present. So you will prepare for both of these things, that you will give running commentary, or you need to keep in mind that the teacher may stop you while giving running commentary and ask you to inspect first, then describe. Okay. So if you go for running commentary, first of all, that you will tell that sir, left parietal region is normal, is for everywhere, and there is an oval shaped swelling in right parietal region of scalp. As you are describing, this is an oval shaped swelling, so the dimension of length and breadth will be unequal. And here I mentioned that this is 3 centimeter in length and 2 centimeter in breadth. About, measuring about, clear. And there will be the overlying skin will be bright red in color, surface is smooth and pitted at multiple sides. Margin is well defined. There is no scar mark, no visible pulsation or visible vein over the swelling. So look at this, the swelling is pitted and the surface is smooth, and this is bright red color. Clear? So all these things, and I have mentioned that while you describe, if you give running commentary, you can look and see. But if your teacher asks that no, not running commentary, you first inspect and examine, then you describe. On your description, while you in completion your examination, then you are going to describe. Mind that you need not to look at your patient, just look at your teachers. Make an eye contact with him. Don't look at the patients while you are presenting. Okay. Then after inspection, you start palpation, and palpation starts by asking that whether any pain over that swelling or not, and assure that you will not give any pain. And examine temperature first. Then say that temperature is not raised and temperature is normal, abnormal, normal. You guys all know. And swelling is non-tender, and to assess the tenderness, you need to look at the patient or child's face. Okay. Facial expression. The swelling may be in foot, but you will look at patient's face. Okay, this is the thing that your teacher will look. Where are you looking? It is at the swelling site or at patient's face. Then size again. This is 3 centimeter and 2 centimeter, and you have to carry a measuring tape, bear a measuring tape, and also you need to show that you are going to examine the size. And that period, your teacher will say that okay, don't need to measure, proceed further. Then the surface, you know how to examine. So the surface is smooth, margin is well defined. And I am requesting you to go through the palpation video of mine, which is given previously, to look at how to examine this temperature, tenderness, surface or margin. Clear? Okay. And the lamp is mobile in all direction. You need to see the mobility, and fixed to it, this lamp is fixed with overlying skin, but not with the underlying structure. Okay. And this consistency of the lamp will be soft, and there will be sign of indentation will be absent. Slipping sign will be negative, but the lamp will be compressible. It will not pulsatile. If it is pulsatile, it will be arterial. The fluctuation test is positive, transformation test will be negative. You guys all know that fluctuation test is to assess that whether there is fluid present is not, and transformation test is positive when there is this swelling carries clear fluid. If this swelling carries blood which is not clear, that's why the fluctuation test will be positive, but transformation test will be negative. And regional lymph nodes are not enlarged. Okay, you need not to examine always. If you examine, you have to proceed that, sir, as the general as the procedure, I have maintained the procedure. Okay. And if you don't examine the regional lymph node, you may tell the sir, as this swelling is benign in nature and not inflammatory, that's why I haven't examined the lymph nodes. Okay. After that, you give thank to the patient mother. Dhanyabad chachi. Okay. After that, your teacher will ask the following questions as usual. Okay. And I mentioned probably that be confident and make a eye contact with the teacher. First question will be what is your clinical diagnosis? So you will tell this. So my clinical diagnosis is strawberry hemangioma over right parietal lesion. Or you may be safe said that sir, this is an hemangioma, most probably capillary hemangioma or right parietal lesion. No need to tell a strawberry hemangioma, though that swelling looks like strawberry. That's why you may tell this is strawberry hemangioma, strawberry angioma. Okay, or infantile angioma. So the next question, why hemangioma? Okay, then you will tell this that the swelling is present since birth, and this swelling is progressing very slowly, and in inspection it is bright red in color, surface is smooth and smooth and red with smooth pitted epithelium, and soft in consistency, and this is compressible. So all this point you will go for. Some spelling mistake over this writing, so I am sorry for that. Then your teacher may tell you, okay, how have you examined the compressibility? And I am again requesting to go for the previous videos where you will look at the compressivity test, but I am assessing again that this is a soft swelling. You are giving external pressure of the swelling and pressing for 5 to 7 or 5 to 10 seconds, then remove the pressure, and then the swelling will regain its size and shape slowly and sequentially, slowly and spontaneously. So in compressibility, no need of external pressure is there, but in case of reducible swelling, there will need an external pressure to regain its size and shape. Clear? Okay. So next will be, what will you do now? So this swelling is very small and it is capillary hemangioma. So you will counsel the patient that this condition can regress spontaneously. Most of the time it can regress spontaneously, and you can give some medications to help in regression. Okay, so you counsel that there's no need of surgery at this moment. You will give some medications and assure this patient. Clear? Okay. So then you may tell that, sir may ask that, okay, tell the natural history of this hemangioma. You guys all know that it is 30% visible at birth, more than 80% visible in first week of life. Up to 1 year, it is proliferative. Up to 1 year of this patient, it will increase in size. After that, that will be involuates and regression starts. And at age of 5 years, regression of the 50% size. At year 7 years, regression will be 70%. At the year of 9 years of this boy, the swelling will 90% regress. After that, the rest will be residual scarring and fibrofatty tissue. That's why surgery is not indicated in that particular case. Okay. So name that some systemic medication which can help in regression. So you preferably use prednisolone. Previously used prednisolone, which inhibited the vascular endothelial growth factor. That's why it will inhibit the progression. And very recently, you use this mostly this propranolol, which is a vasoconstrictor, and now it is widely used. So these two medications are used. Your teacher may ask, if surgery is indicated, which method of surgery is preferred? So newer invention is laser, so it is preferable here. And another case, maybe there is a huge swelling over that region. Okay, you guys swelling in the lower lip. Okay, and the swelling is at that peak, lower lip, and it's bluish in color. So that and compressible, soft in consistency. So diagnosis maybe that is maybe venous hemangioma. That may be venous hemangioma and is lower lip. Okay, so you may tell that bluish in color, compressible. Okay. And why, if you tell, then the color and consistency will tell everything. In examining that case, you need to see the oral cavity also. You need to see the extension. This extension may be inside the mucous membrane of the oral cavity also. So you need to ask the patient to make wide open his mouth and look for the oral cavity. Okay, so don't miss it. You will just look at the lower lip. It will not be the case. In that case, you make the patient wide open his mouth and watch for the extension of the hemangioma. Okay. Then how will you approach? So that scenario is different from the previous one. Here, that is visible swelling and it got some cosmetic disfigurement as well as it's bigger in size. So maybe surgery is appropriate for that hemangioma. So you guess, I will advise Doppler study for diagnosing the case. Then I will counsel this patient for surgery and investigate regarding general anesthesia fitness. Okay. So your teacher may tell Doppler study will tell what? So you may tell the Doppler study will tell about the vascular distribution as well as any feeding vessel and diagnose the feeding vessel as well. Okay. Then your teacher may ask that which departments you need to engage while operating this patient. Some questions asked sometimes. So everything is multidisciplinary. Many disciplines may be there, but at least a plastic surgeon and anesthesiologist will be present at the surgery, OT room. Okay. Because why plastic surgery or what surgery and what anesthesia? Then you may tell excision of the hemangioma with ligation of the feeding vessels, and after that the swelling is very large, there will be huge gap. So that gap will need some kind of flap, either the musculocutaneous or any kind of even free flap also. Flap, and which will be guided by a plastic surgeon. And that procedure will be done under general anesthesia. So what are the other options other than the surgery? If anyone doesn't want to go for surgery, so what will you do? So yes, sir, there is sclerogent we can use, the sclerogent or even international steroid. Okay, so sir can ask that, can you name a sclerogent? Usually we use ethanolamine oleate as a sclerogent. So sclerogent will cause sclerosis of the veins, and that may lead to regression. Okay, so even before prior to surgery, we will give sclerogent to decrease the size. After that, and that will make the surgery easier, as well as we can oppose primarily also. Okay, maybe flap need not to be needed if the sclerogent work properly. Okay. So why will you go for surgery? The question may be there. So first of all, there will be ulceration. There may be ulceration which may lead to infection also. Secondly, that there may be skin disfigurement and cosmesis. Like the patient may need that, as I don't like before marriage or something. And also bleeding may occur, which is also a common cause for surgery. So what investigations, regarding investigations you will advise? I have told that obviously Doppler study. Okay. And in some cases MRI of that region. MRI will tell about the extension of the lesion. In some particular sites, MRI is preferable than Doppler study. Clear? Okay. And obviously to confirm the diagnosis, a tissue biopsy will be needed also. Okay. After excision, we can go for the excision biopsy also. So thank you very much for watching. I will summarize these things. If you get any vascular swelling for MBBS purpose, you need to know these things. But for postgraduate purpose, you need to go further readings, which will be discussed in any of the future videos. Okay. And hemangioma is very common in your examination, and every swelling cases, the questions are similar, like duration, size of the swelling when first noticed, progression, multiplicity, and any complaint or any additional features or secondary features over this question. Then examination is also sequential: inspection, site size, shape, number, surface, margin, then color. Okay, and palpation, tenderness, temperature, tenderness, surface, margin, size, shape, soft sign of indentation, slipping sign, compressibility, fluctuation, transformation. So practice can make you more sequential and make your examination easier. So my only request is practice, practice, and practice. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you have subscribed the channel as well as share in your timeline. And thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again. Thank you.